Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. While I have your attention, can I ask you to do us a huge favour? Can you please subscribe to the channel? We make these videos, we love sharing our life with you, and if you can subscribe, that really helps our channel grow and our YouTube career. So that would be ace. Just do it quick now. Thank you. Okay, so on with the vlog. So we're going to talk to you today about living on a boat. We often get asked, what's it like to live on a boat? Because people are thinking about doing it, they think it's like really romantic and it must be the most wonderful thing to do. And our answer is always, it's great, it's the best thing we ever did, we absolutely love it. But there are a few things that you need to know or you need to consider if you're thinking about buying a boat to live on, or even to holiday on really. So today we are going to tell you what those things are. So stick with us and enjoy the show. So number one is physically being able to get on and off your boat. Simple, you might think, but there's lots of things to consider. So firstly, the bank can be all different levels, uneven. It can be really high on the edge and then it can drop down, so you've got to be careful and aware of where your foot's going and to make sure that you're not going to go over on your ankle, for example. So you just need to be aware of your surroundings, kind of full stop really, when you're on a boat. For our boat, I've got a handy little handle here, so I've always got hold of this before I step on, and then I'm always very careful because I actually have vertigo, so I get dizzy, so I have to be extra careful because I don't want to go in there. They say you're not a real boater until you do, but I really don't want to. And then I step backwards, which is the safest way for me to do it. David will do it a different way, but that's how I feel safe. And to get off, I've always got a hand on and I step off like that. So that's when you're kind of securely moored. But obviously you need to get securely moored. And to do that, I need to be able to get onto the front here. And then up. So you have to have a certain amount of strength and a little bit of agility to be able to do it. But again, you can see I'm holding on. Don't want to go in there. So you just need to be aware of where you are in space, what you're holding on to, and make sure you're as safe as can be. Did you like that?
Very good. And of course the gas bottles are in the front as well, aren't they, for our boat anyway?
So this is something else. Did I flash my tummy then? Apologies if I did. That probably
no,
wasn't
you did.
Pretty. Yeah, okay, so the gas bottles, that's something else that you need to be able to manage. They can be in different places, as they're in the bow. They can be under the seats at the back. And some boats, which is the best option, is there's like a little cubby hole here, and I've seen them open and people be able to lift them out from there, which is like ideal.
I don't think there's many like that though.
There's not many like that, no. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we have to get into our gas container now. So the best way to kneel on the side, open this up, and can you see in there?
Yep. Yep.
So from here, you need to be able to move one gas bottle out the way to be able to lift the other one up. And when they're empty, they're not that heavy, but they're still cumbersome. And then you need to be able to lift it up, not take all the paintwork off the bow of your boat, which you can't help but do sometimes. Yeah. And then from here, with a weight, you either need to be able to twist and pass it to somebody, or you need to be able to hold it there, get yourself off, and then get the gas bottle without it falling in the water again, you see. It's all about avoiding falling in the water, really, isn't it?
It is, really, I guess. I think if you don't mind falling in the water, then it's not so bad, is it?
No,
but you
right.
can hurt yourself pulling those gas bottles out. They are quite heavy, heavier than you think, I think.
And if I was lifting it in, I think David does it the same way.
Yeah.
So I would pass David the bottle, and then he's got it here, and then do you squat? How do you get down? And then
I just lower it in like that.
You just have to squat and try and get it in there.
Yeah.
So that can be quite fiddly.
Yeah. And the water tank filler is just there as well, so that's another.
Yeah. Our water tank is there, so you have to be able to unscrew that, get the hose in.
Yeah.
Getting on and off. And the danger area on the boats as well is this kind of triangle here,
Yeah.
because you're kind of tied to the bank, but there's nothing there for you to tread on. And people do fall down there because they'll be talking, not paying attention. They'll step back and woo,
Yeah.
in they go.
All right. Well, watch your step getting down.
I will. There's a boat coming past. And also, of course, it's a boat on water and it moves.
Yes.
There we go.
Well done.
Ta-da!
On to the next.
Okay, so we're at the stern of the boat now, or the back of the boat. Slightly easier to get onto because you don't have the cratch cover, if I said that right.
Yeah.
Strange word, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's the cratch cover in the way. But here it's all open on our boat, so basically you can step on quite easily. So the other things that you need to be able to do is get into your engine bay, which is down here. Ooh, hang on, got off the thing in there. So you need to be able to get down, lift these boards up, and then actually get down into the engine bay because you can't necessarily reach everything that you need to reach. We also have to get down there if it's rained because water gets in at the back and it fills up our bilges. So I'm down there with a mop and we're up and we're squidging it and trying to dry that out quite often, so that's fun. And then we've also got the weed hatch, which we will link a video down below if you want to see what it's like to get in the weed hatch. Basically, you have your propeller, which makes the boat go. Around said propeller, all sorts of things can get tangled. I won't go into details, but generally it's rubbish and weeds, isn't it? Reeds and weeds and grass and all sorts of things get wedged around there. And if that happens, your boat stops. You lose steering and power. So you have to clear it. Luckily, I can show you quickly. Luckily, our weed hatch is really easily accessible. It's under that step in there. But the way I get in there, like I say, we'll link down below, but I lie on my tummy with a hammer. Again, it's heavy to lift out. You've got to be able to lift it out, get it on the side,
Yeah.
and then reach right down into the propeller and pull off what you've got. We've got a carving knife down there because sometimes you have to carve it off. Anyway, it's just something you have to be able to manage. Ours is really easy to get to. Others are not so easy. They can be, you might have to move out boards, you might have to manoeuvre yourself around the engine. So if you're looking to buy a boat, I would definitely check how easily accessible the weed hatch is. Because it's something you really need to consider because there's a lot of rubbish in the canals, which is such a shame, but it's there and we have to deal with it.
Yep. Not all the boats that you've seen have this particular lift up bit here, do they?
No, if it's a trad boat, which means basically this would be the only open air bit, this would be inside and there'd be steps coming down.
Yeah.
And I've seen some where you kind of have to dismantle the floor.
Yeah.
And then be able to kind
Get
of get
under
in
and down to the...
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do it very easily, but
Yeah.
some people might be more agile or smaller.
Yeah.
And it might be absolutely fine. But yeah, just a maintenance thing really that you need to know, that you need to deal with.
We have done videos on the weed hatch, like Shane said. We'll put the
famous
link in.
gloves, you've got to see my gloves.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description below if you want to watch any of those.
Okay, so should we see about getting in the boat?
Yeah.
I haven't tidied up very much, so I do apologise.
That's okay, we're not going inside.
Okay, so have a look down there. So that's quite steep. Okay.
Yep.
And luckily the previous owners have put a handle here. And I generally go down backwards.
Yeah.
A bit like all boats really. I think most boats
I think you
are
need
steep,
to.
so I go down backwards.
Yeah.
But that handle is brilliant. Because it keeps your balance as well if the boat was moving or whatever. It's just a whole lot more safer.
It just is quite steep, I think.
It is quite steep. I mean, the steps are like that.
Yeah.
You've got two of them.
And again, some boats I've seen bits where you go down 3 steps, turn right 3 steps, and then down 1 step.
They're really nice, and they have a little banister. They're very posh, very nice. But yeah, it's more of a graduated step down, isn't it? Yeah. Can you hear Floki? He's whinging behind me.
Yeah. But mostly they're pretty much like this, and they're quite a set to manage, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, and it's the same at the bow. We go into the bow and then you go down into the back because that's where you get your head height from.
Yeah.
because people often think we just stand in the bit that's
Yeah.
above the water, but obviously the boat goes below the water,
Yeah.
and you've got to get down there. So that's how we do it on here.
Okay, on to the next.
So number 1 was how to get on the bow and how to get on the stern, and other things around those areas that you need to consider. But can you turn around just a minute just to show people the height of the stern and then the steps?
Yep, so there's the steps going up. And excuse the tarpaulin, which I've just thrown out there, but that's the climb. The climb.
Yeah, you get a good leg workout. It's only 2 steps, but up and down them a few times a day. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about storage inside the boat. We're so lucky. I don't know if all of you know, but we trade on the canals. So that means we have the materials to make the products, and then we've got the made products that we need to store. So you would have seen those just now, all the boxes piled up. That's all our products. But on a narrowboat, clever storage is kind of essential. So under the bed is usually a good place for that. We do have the water calorifier.
Partly in there, yeah.
All these hard words under there. But we've got 3 big drawers down the side here, which are generally packed absolutely solid. You Flecky, out the way. Good boy, I know you want to help. But then also, out the way, you're going to get squashed. Bip, bip. Good boy. You may need to come closer.
Okay.
So under the mattress there's also, whoops daisy, these 2 storages here. So this is usually my job. I'm going to take my shoes off. So I pull the mattress out, clamber over, kneel on the air. Oh, that's quite rough on your knees.
It is.
But this stuff is brilliant. If you're on a boat, get in a boat, get some, I've forgotten what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's kind of like a layer that allows the air to circulate, so it prevents mould and condensation, and it's absolutely fab. We'll put the link in below as well for that. And then we've got these cubby holes. So, you know, things like feathers and pens and all sorts of stuff in there. Yeah.
We've got feathers.
Because we were where there were swans and they were molting, and there was all these beautiful white feathers, and I just couldn't resist.
Oh dear.
If
I'd have known we were cutting feathers round with us.
See, look, painful. Macrame hanging, feathers at the bottom, a few beads.
Oh, I see.
All in the process, darling.
Okay. All right.
And then on this side, more stuff. So there's the calorifier.
Yeah.
There's my wool bags, spare bits and pieces that you don't need to have out too often.
Yeah.
So again, mobility. You need to be able to manoeuvre all this stuff.
Obviously, only if you want to store your feathers in there. If you're not bothered, then...
Well, they're in there because they're not used that often. But they're there in case I want them. You never know. Yeah. So usually I've got Floki's jumped up here by now, so I've got him to manage as well. And then we have to get off and pull the mattress back on. Ooh. Oh, Floki, help. I'm going to lift. No. All right, then you just have a shake. And then it's like, it never happened.
Well done.
Great storage under there. I love it.
While we're here,
Yeah.
do you want to mention the bed?
Oh, the size of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something we thought we were going to really struggle with.
Yeah.
We thought we needed a cross bed that was as wide and as long as we could possibly have it. Because we're not little people, me and David. We're both tall, both broad. And so I thought we were really going to struggle. But this is a small double, I think. I don't think it's a full double. I think it's a small double.
Yeah, like 4x6.
Yeah.
Whatever
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a double. So, but I'll give you an idea. Because until you lie down on these beds, you don't really know. So I basically sleep under the gunnels. I'm like over here.
You do exaggerate. Honestly. I sleep down here on this floor bit most of the time.
He did once, he fell off. Would you do you mean? Don't want that in my face.
And we've got the
thank you.
crazy dog that gets up here as
Yeah,
well, and he
he's-
takes up all the...
He's really sweet. He curls up right by my feet, which does mean that I'm like that then. But he generally stays down there, which we don't mind. But yeah, so you can see. There's plenty of space.
We've actually found it not too bad at all, have
No,
we, really?
no. Oh,
Not too bad.
don't want that end. Stop it.
There are ways to extend your bed if it's really an issue, but...
Yeah, you can. Some beds, sorry, we'll get back on point. I'm getting distracted by Floki, we're having fun. You can pull out a little section here, and it doesn't necessarily go all the way across.
Yeah.
And then you have like a bit of mattress like that, and you put that slither down this end, pull this mattress out. But it means you can free up your walkway, so it's easier to get past when you need to.
Yeah.
Are you hot too? Oh, I know, boy.
But no, like Shane said, we've been absolutely fine on this, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think the first time you start sleeping there, it's a bit of a shock, but it just...
You soon get used to it, and you learn to rotate in a very small space.
Yeah.
Hence why David fell off once.
Yeah.
But anyway. Right.
Onwards.
Onwards. So, number 3, the bathroom. In a previous life, I used to work in occupational therapy. I was an assistant with the social services team down in Bognor. Hi, everyone. Great team to work for. And I used to adapt bathrooms for people. So this, again, was something that I kind of wanted to make sure was right. So, firstly, we needed to make sure the toilet wasn't too low. Again, because we're tall, it needed to be of a certain height. And this one's actually turned out to be a bit too high, which is pretty strange. Anyway, but it's absolutely fine. And it's a pump out toilet that we have here, which basically means you do your business, you flush it, not too much water goes down, but everything drops through into a big tank, and it stays there until you pump it out, which for us is every 2 to 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people don't like the thought of that, but for us, we're not bothered. It's fine. It doesn't smell. That's the other concern that people have. It's absolutely fine. The alternatives are a cassette toilet, like on a caravan. So basically, if this was a cassette, you would probably pull it out from the front or out into the corridor. There's sometimes a little door there.
Yeah.
But then it's heavy, so you have to manoeuvre it out of the boat. And then once out of the boat, you then need to move it to the Elson point, which could be close by, but as our friend Emma, hi Emma, is at the moment, she's got a 4-mile round trip to empty her Elson, because I think one was broken. But so you need to really plan where you're going to empty your Elson. We have seen some boats that have got 4 or 5 different cassettes on the roof. They just have like...
I don't like that, though.
Which isn't very pleasant either, but you know, it depends what you want. Everybody has their preferences with toilets. You've also got incinerator toilets and compost toilets, which have their own rules on how you get rid of the waste. So you need to look at that depending on the toilet that you'd get on your boat. So that's the toilet, which is usually the number one question, is how do you manage that? When you're talking. And great conversation for boat owners, because there's always problems. So, I'm going to talk about the shower now. Do you need to change angle so you can see the shower?
No, I'll just move around. It's okay. You keep
Watch
going.
it, Flaky. Oh, you're going to come in here. Okay, no, good boy. So, we don't have a washing machine plugged in on board. So, we bought this twin tub, which is, for summer washing, I have had a duvet cover in there, but I think jumpers would struggle. But I've done jeans and things like that. Absolutely fine. Brilliant. You don't need to wash things for so long for a start, and it's really quick. So anyway, so that lives in the shower when I'm not using it. So again, if you're looking at a boat, you need to make sure there is enough room in the shower. Floki likes a shower, to be able to move, to be able to get your hands on your head, down to your feet if you need to. So just something else to consider when you're looking on a narrowboat, that you've got enough room around you to use the shower properly.
Pretty lucky on this boat as well, aren't we?
This is the best shower we've ever had.
It is.
In any house, flat, wherever we've lived, this shower is awesome.
It certainly is.
It is, it's lovely. And the engine heats the water, or it's heated by the gas bottles that we saw in the bow of the boat. Yep. So that's it for the bathroom, really. Sink runs the same way as any other sink. Get me words out. The water from the sink and from the shower does go straight into the canal, so we use eco-friendly products for that, so that we're not damaging any creatures or any wildlife that might be out there, because that would be horrible. We do our best. We do our best. Okay, so that's the bathroom. Tick.
Okay, on to the next.
So number 4 is the kitchen. So our appliances are run off of gas only. And it seems to be that it's just on or off. We don't seem to have much control over the temperature, which is a bit frustrating, because I don't bake a lot, but I like to do the odd thing. But every now and again it's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? Sometimes we're just eating raw.
Yeah, generally not a problem, but it does seem to be. I mean, on the cooker here it's got from like 140 to 220, but I don't think it makes that much difference.
I think it does, but I think it's a kind of caravan-y motorhome. I don't know.
Yeah.
If anybody else has absolutely no problems with their oven, please tell us what brand it is.
Yeah.
But I just struggle a little bit with this.
Yeah.
And the same with the hob. But that's about it, really. I mean, again, it depends if you're foodie, if you need a lot of counter space, that's something you can just choose your boat around, really. For me, I'm not really a big cooker, am I, darling?
No. But what you do cook is lovely. Actually, the hob does have seems to have 2 burn heights. It's either full on or half. Yeah. So that's okay. But the cooker, to me, doesn't seem to...
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do a lot.
And apart from that, I think there's nothing much to say about the kitchen.
No, I mean, we've got a lot of storage again in our kitchen. All of this at the bottom is all craft storage again. It's,
Yeah.
But if you're a foodie, that might be full of gadgets. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So number 5. It was quite a big one for us again, because we both have some back issues, so we needed to make sure we were going to be comfortable wherever we sat. And we do like a bit of telly. Even though we're living outside, we do spend a lot of time outside, but of an evening we do like a bit of TV. So we needed to make sure this was comfortable. But we also wanted something dual purpose. Living on a boat, it's good if things can have 2 uses. So we thought about a sofa, bed, which we investigated, and there are some companies out there that make beds specifically for narrowboats. So you can get them in, you build them on the boat, job done. And some people absolutely love them. We bought one, it wasn't for us. David found it really uncomfortable. I did after some time as well. So we decided to go for chairs instead. For us it's better, but then obviously you don't have the comfort of sitting together. And poor old Floki dog, he has to lie on the floor now.
It's so hard done to.
Although he has taken to, when I sit down, he sits there looking at me like that, like, come on there, and up he jumps. So he comes and
as soon as you get up, he gets on your chair anyway.
He does come and sit on there. There's usually a blanket on there to protect it when Floki's up there.
Yeah.
So for us, we find this way more comfortable, don't we?
Yeah. A little bit more room.
Yeah, there is that as well.
It's just we don't have anywhere for people to stay if they want to, which is good.
No, it's not. But yeah, but we figured we've worked around that. We have a blow-up mattress, put some layers on the floor. They're fine. They're young. They still bounce.
Good.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Did you want to talk about Wi-Fi and things like that? Shall I take the camera?
No. I mean, we do get obviously Wi-Fi. We get internet like anybody else. We have an aerial on the roof and a little router and whatever. It's not really... I mean, if you're not bothered about internet, it's not really a drawback. But we do get decent internet most of the time anyway, don't we?
Yeah, and you need it to work as well, don't you? So, yeah, so it's not too bad.
But no, apart from that, I think you've covered everything. Well done.
Thank you very much, sir. So that's a little tour of our boat as well, and just what you have to think about if you wanted to live in a small space. It's all tiny living, basically. You have to make choices and decisions on what will work for you, and think about it long term as well. If you were 7 foot or taller, you'd want a boat you can stand up in.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to kind of have to be stooped or bent or anything.
We're quite lucky on the headroom in this one.
Yeah. Some are, some boats are absolutely fine.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you're still with us, thank you so very much.
Yep.
We appreciate you watching and your support. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the alarm bell, follow us on Instagram, and we will see you again soon.
Any questions?
Oh,
Leave them in the comments, yeah.
Or if you've got any thoughts as well, if you're on a narrowboat and you think what I've said is absolutely rubbish, then do tell me in a nice way, because I get upset if you're horrible. But yeah, that would be great.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.